Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Fine, we're continuing Sha'arei Teshuva, and we are on the Rabbeinu Yonah's second principle of Teshuvah. The first principle that we spoke about last week was that of charata, regret. So here where he says the second principle, Hasheni, azivat hachet, is leaving sin, forsaking sin. Ki azov de'rachav hara'im, and this requires that a person forsake his evil ways. Ve'igmor bechol lebavo, ki lo yosif lashuv baderech hahu od, and accept in his heart that he will never, ever again return to that path. Ve'im avin pa'al lo yosif, and if he did committed a certain sin, he lo yosif, he will not repeat it. Ka'inyan shene'emar, like the pasuk says, shuvu shuvu midarchechem hara'im, repent from all your evil ways. Ve'ne'emar, and then it says ya'azov rasha darko, let the wicked one forsake his way. Now, the Sefer is going to talk about now. We said the first principle is regret, and the second one is leaving the sin. He says sometimes the order is reversed. Veda, you should know, kimi asher chata al derech mikre. If someone sinned only by chance, ki tava tava vaychezak alav yitro vaytkefeu, meaning he had this great temptation, this great lust. His yetzer hara was too strong for him to resist and to overcome, and it overcame him. And he just didn't fight the yetzer hara when it attacked him. And they did not quickly roar at the sea of temptation to make it dry up. He's quoting from Tehillim there. So the yetzer hara drew him into the net, and he stumbled. But this only happened at a specific time when the yetzer hara was scaring him. And it's not because he has his true inner desire to sin. It was a one-time happenstance, and he failed. Therefore, in that situation, that person, his first step is charata, is regret. And then he forsakes the sin. Meaning, recognize the sin that you made and the damage that it caused. And he should infuse his heart with grief. And then his soul will be afflicted and bitter as la'ana's wormwood. And after truly coming to regret, Yosif bechol yom yirat Hashem benafsho. He should increase his yirat Hashem, his fear of God, every day. And constantly put the fear of God into his heart. Until his heart is firm and confident in Hashem. Because if the yetzer hara was ever to come again like it did before, and the temptation is as strong as it was the first time, his heart is not going to be seduced by it, because he has this higher level of yirat Hashem in him. And that's how he will fulfill the second principle, which is ya'azov, which is forsaking the way. Like the pasuk in Mishnah says, he who confesses and forsakes his sins will be granted mercy. The pasuk first says modeh, which is confessing, which is regretting, and then it talks about ve'ozev, and forsaking. Okay, so in this situation, where normally you're a great guy, and then just this time, the yetzer hara got you, that's the order. Regret, okay, work on your shamayim, you will forsake it. If a person is constantly on a path that is no good, and he's treading and walking on sins every day, and he repeats his foolishness and he goes back to sin many, many times over, and he's always loving to do bad things. Umichshol avono yasim nochach panav, and is always focused on the sin, which is like his stumbling block. Retzoni lomar ha'ta'ava v'yetzer, which is the yetzer hara. V'chevtzo umgamato asher lo yibatzeh mimenu kol asher yazam la'asot, and whose desire and ambition is not to be deprived of anything that he wants, meaning he is constantly seeking lusts and pleasures, then that guy is different. The first step in this man's process is to leave the sinful way and his evil attitude. And to accept that he's not going to do it anymore. And only then does he regret for his deeds that have been destructive, and confess them and return to Hashem. Like another pasuk says in Yeshayahu, Ya'azov Rasha Darko. First it mentions Ya'azov, he forsakes the Rasha. Ve'ish Avel Machshevotav, Ve'yashov El Hashem V'rachameu, and then let him return to Hashem. Now, why does this person have to leave sin before regretting? Ve'amashal Bazeh, I can compare this person, Lemi she'ochez hasheretz uba litbol ulitaher. Like someone is a very famous mashal. It's like someone who is holding on a dead sheretz. A sheretz is a type of creature that can make you tameh. Okay, whatever it is, cockroach. I don't know, a dead cockroach, or sheretz, or I don't know, scorpion sheretz. All right, he's holding a sheretz, it's tameh, and he wants to dip himself in the mikveh to be tahor, but he's holding the sheretz and he's going to dip in the mikveh. What does the process require? It requires him to put down the sheretz and only then dip to become tahor. As long as the sheretz is in his hands, the tumah remains with him. It's contaminating him even as he's dipping. What are you dipping for? You're dipping, your immersion is useless. Now, when you compare our case and Imshal, okay, forsaking and leaving the sin, that's compared to dropping the sheretz. I'm dropping the creature. And then you regret your misdeeds when you confess them in vidui and you pray to Hashem. That's equivalent in immersing in the mikveh. So until the person actually forsakes his evil ways, okay, any confession has no value. There's another situation where forsaking sin comes before regret. If it happens that troubles and pain, suffering, affliction come upon this guy who is evil, is always doing things that are neged Ratzon Hashem, against the will of God, so he's getting punished for it. This guy, Yivaser Batechila, B'yashiv Machashavto Ara'a Asher Chashav Yachid Mabadav Miyadav. He should first accept the punishment of God, and then retract his plans and stop his averot. Okay, so when he forsakes sin, when he leaves the averot out of recognition that because all of these averot brought him punishment, that's when he's able to bring regret. The mashal bazeh, this can be compared to la'egel, to an untrained calf, asher yakohu bemalmad bakar lechaven telamav. The one strikes with a goad. A goad is like a poker. A cattle goad, so that it will plow straight. Now, the purpose of goading the calf is not to make the calf regret plowing in a crooked way, but it's to make sure that it just plows straight. That's why we're doing. So too with regard to someone who constantly stands on the way that's no good. When he suffers affliction, when he went off the path, okay, or got poked by the goad, he has to realize that the reason why he got poked, the reason why he's suffering, the reason why he broke his foot or broke his arm is because Hashem needed to discipline him. So what should he do? Yikach hamusar techila la'azov darchei mavet lalechet derech yashar. First, he has to accept the discipline to forsake the ways of death that he would have been following, because a person that follows in the ways of sin is derech hamavet. You're not choosing life, you're choosing death. Okay? And then you contemplate the severity of those sins and regret them. Like the Pasuk says, Shamoa shamati Ephraim mitnoded yishartani veivaser ke'egel lo lumad. I've indeed heard Ephraim moaning, saying, you've disciplined me, and I've become disciplined like an untrained calf, like ke'egel lo lumad. Ve'od ne'emar acharav, and then it's also written afterwards, ki acharei shuvi nichamti. After my returning, I became remorseful. What does that teach me? Rotzeh lomar, ki acharei asher yisartani vayivaser v'shavti midarkei hara'a. After you disciplined me, after I became disciplined. So it's a double. You disciplined me, but it's not enough that I received the punishment and I continued. You punished me, and I received and I became punished. Right? You punished me, and I felt the punishment, and I returned from my wrongful way. That's when I became remorseful by thinking about my actions. I came to regret my past transgressions. And from this passage, you'll see everything that we set out. That there is a situation in which remorse must come after a person returns to the proper way. That is the habitual sinner. That's the person who is sinning all the time. If it's an occasional sinner, if it's a person who just happened to sin once, in that situation, Teshuva begins with remorse, with charata, like he mentioned, okay, and then forsaking the sin. Okay, Bezrat Hashem, we'll continue next time.